But
Is there a way to counter the TP salvo?
On this map.
Don't let them take B main control.
What they liked about
Not
it.
really.
That comes back to the point where we discussed at the start of map 1 where Fut
Fnatic on defense, Fut on attack. I mean, you either have to take aggro, make them use their tail stuff to like re-clear the space and then clear it later. You can't let them get free map control basically.
I actually tend to agree with Midi in that the double duelist does look best here on split.
Yeah, you can play close with some positions, but it's still just insanely strong. Pistols at the moment, even though score-wise this really doesn't look good, Fut did win double pistol.
Well, it's close to a wide open.
So I still think double sheriff is the way to go on pistols. Only if you've got people that are legit on sheriffs and you have setups for it. Like the whole reason Genji were good at it is because they had some, I mean, they had some great sheriff players. And their setups always made sense. Normally texture meteor.
It's about to get hectic. Zeus on the front lines here. Anything to clear him from this corner? He's got a little bit of a complimentary position over towards Pillar, but he's cleared by Crashies. Is that a captain next on the top?
Dude, we got a late luck, and it's real late on this one. There's a lot of low HPs. It is a doable 2v5.
Bit of a mad push from Chronicle, but I guess
dude, no salvos for 8 seconds. Gotta take it all back.
Fnatic with a comfortable first round.
Dude, it kind of felt like the other pistol where they just go straight over towards Saiyan and start defusing.
Members of Fut out behind that smoke.
That looked way too easy.
It looked way too easy, especially considering this position. I thought Zeus was good for a couple.
Doesn't feel great to be pushing in, but I mean, obviously, benefit of hindsight and what we can see.
The satchel, yeah, like forced him to the floor faster.
That's what we like, baby.
Whether or not there was.
Wait, 2 pistols.
The math ain't mathin'.
It hit really hard for a second then. Okay, look at Zeus though. Gonna see
Satchel crashes into the ground. They used to do this on, apparently it was unintentional, they used to do it on Bind where they went over towards short and like the rays would go up and then they would want someone to go lower and the Satchel would force them down to the ground faster as you go up. They said it wasn't intentional, but they ended up doing it like twice.
The start around, not necessarily. Kayak with the rifle. Pushed up pretty deep on ramp here as well. Crashes a ton of information.
Okay, we buy the... Who's taking the hit on this one? Cracks buys the Outlaw. We're looking for one-shots. Oh, dude, we got everyone almost. Quick maths? Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, comfortable disengage though from Fnatic. Try and mitigate as much of this risk as possible. Maybe don't have a full picture in terms of the purchase, especially with Chronicle taking that much damage now. There's got to be some questions.
Pressure this point.
I mean, do you want to be doing this when your mate has an Outlaw?
Have to backpedal. But Kayak now next in line, clean, dealing with the other J in the end. Got a little bit dicey for a moment, but
that is not how I play this.
It feels a little bit threatening, but they're still in control, and there's no real pressure coming through main, and there it is.
If you're gonna do this force, like I think you can do much better stuff over towards it. You either go like heavy B main, and you just give them the most opportunities ever. Like normally you go over towards A, to be honest. That's where you're gonna get the most duels. But
like I said, beautiful disengage, Fnatic. I will take a step back, take a breath.
They knew, but then you can just solo walk over towards the site where he is.
Really mounting
I don't know if you want to just be holding heaven here. I think like once, I don't think you should ever be setting him up for the classics to do stuff. I think you just walk as a unit over towards Saints.
Chronicle still sat SMG and 2 Guardians on the other side for Fnatic, but they're going to be feeling pretty good about this.
I do like...
They figure out, I was going to say, Alpha's here so quickly.
I like that they're taking the extremity control.
What are we doing? We're walking into spawn? Oh boy.
A little bit more of a passive approach towards that B side, which is the jump spot.
Yeah, I can definitely chill with what's going on. Bates, that he went up as well. Prowler goes in like they're trying to get info, trying to really sell the fact this guy isn't in spawn.
Well, is the awareness there that enough of a window was left open? Because there's no traditional Sentinel utility.
Fade eye as well, like they keep trying to clear this, like they're trying to get info, like they didn't push someone to this angle.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Let them get a little bit further into
Chronicle's still here, ready to scrap. Because he's got the SMG, still wants to play up close and personal.
Dude, it's going to have nuts timing, right?
This timing to be everything. Kayak's even taken away cracks. They're
Whoa.
so stacked
Whoa, what
on
was
this
that,
side.
dude?
This
Spectre's
without
looking
that
like
eventual
a...
lurk coming into play.
Spectre's looking like a
Alpha
phantom or
finally
something.
pulls the trigger.
Spike
He's got
lost
the
in heaven.
spike,
They hear the
reads the
TP.
play well, posts out. Just a
Very
little
nice,
bit
man.
of
Very,
denial
very
as
nice.
Crashies
This
on
is a
the
great
swing.
round from them.
Fnatic converting the bonus. Beautifully
The
done.
push
Such
off of one
finesse to
solo
it.
boom bot as
Really
well,
keeping
and
all
then the
the
fade
optics
detail
on
to
that
sell
one.
it. That was
Just
awesome.
perfectly.
Dude,
Again, the fact
Chronicle
that
did
Alpha was able to
unbelievable
slip the
though.
net so well, still trying to sell him that story. With Crashy sending out the prowlers, keeping
think
note of
there
everything. Just the energy itself to this round was so good.
We're curious to know whether or not the awareness is there.
I did genius movement, bro. We will do it WOD review on that. We will do WOD review on that.
But we didn't catch it, unfortunately.
No.
No, we were on
I'm
it.
almost intrigued to go back and look.
What was the ingenious move?
I mean, he,
Back down on pistols, but yeah, like I was saying, it's
this is
it's
movement
tough
of going
there, 'cause
right. I
look,
think.
Again, have a little bit of information to act upon, but it just takes so long. Alpha can shift walk all the way back behind them, up through Mail. It doesn't even end up being a factor, to be honest with you. Chronicles over-delivered from that position. Oh.
Hello, there's some rats in the vent. For Fut, they're
Doesn't
just not
overstep,
getting many
love
ways
that.
in. This feels like repetition, though. You're looking at Boaster kind of playing a little bit deeper on towards those rafters. This is the first time we're seeing this space being identified, so maybe Yedajay can relay this later round.
Yeah, this is
This is
weird
actually
to
kind of
figure this out
scary.
on a round where you come in with classics,
Like
though.
Yedajay.
You almost don't want to give it away that you
Yeah.
maybe notice something. And that is a huge flaw in the system.
Can't get the gun.
Okay, but it's still the gun held by
quickly handles
Chronicle.
it, but
Don't do
he's
that.
gonna
Don't do that.
disrespect the
Oh
util
boy.
and slip ahead. Oh,
Okay,
the
you do that.
confidence
Sure.
is sky
Fine, you kill
high.
everyone, man.
Oh, that's beautiful. It doesn't matter at the end. He's done his job.
I was like,
and
surely we
then
just hold the
some.
gun here, but
It
he's just
felt like Fut found
absolutely
a little
sent
bit of a
it.
window there, Mike, but it got shut so quickly by
Dude, he's
Kron.
really feeling it though.
There's a chance if he's able to get his hands on that rifle, but like I said, whether or not Fut really lean on that too heavily, or
Dude,
it's
if
an
he goes
Antifa
down there, he
setup,
might actually give him
Fnatic
2
and
guns though.
Maybe happy to
It's
just
a
lean
little
back
scary.
into a retake potentially.
By a little, I mean it's really scary.
A great spacing from Chronicle here.
Oh, yeah. But that rolled a little.
Maybe no VOD review on that one.
No. Skip that round, it's fine. Operator in hand so early for Kayak as well. Round 5 coming in with that. A new layer to this. They could actually potentially now post up and fight towards middle, which maybe Kayak's considering. Does he walk the smoke? Surely not. I mean, Kron's feeling confident. Forced away by the salvos. But again, looking for the final destination, this spacing, maybe looking to explore that here. It was left open before, but now you're seeing where Crashies is positioned. It looks like that's been shut.
Ooh,
Pressure
boy.
here, Mr. Fallen was caught sleeping here on this drift up mid. Chronicle will catch him. Spike now noted as well. She's able to get away from that, but Alpha's found the
Damn,
back
dude,
half.
this is a
Yetajay-
devastating
Crashies found the
second buy.
The push and pull between
That's-
these
that's
guys
just
is
second
fantastic.
buy.
Again, you saw the kind of consideration.
Everyone's gone,
initially,
man.
Right, that first step towards
Everyone's
it,
gone.
Kron's caught the cross, and then this back and forth, that little 1-2 over towards A, and instantly look at the new reposition coming out from, I believe that's Alpha and Kron up towards Heaven, making it near on inaccessible. Look at it. And then just a jump spot for
It's
Crashies
rough.
hit.
How you
There it
feeling
is,
about
info,
Tarek
that's
man
both.
stealing your viewers?
And
Tarek
beautiful
streaming?
shot from
Oh,
our
dude,
captain,
I
but
don't.
the numbers just simply
If you think I
not
still
there for
stream
Fnatic
for numbers, I
in
don't know what to
full
tell you, man.
force.
Said it on the first
I'm out
map,
here
but looking
watching
so
games that are
well
just for 1
drilled
champ
now.
points.
There's
Like
such
we
little
pretty much
risk
just
here.
do it because I like the game, mate.
Again, after every single
don't know what to
engagement,
tell
a
you.
reset back to a deeper position. an
Left
extra
got
body
right.
in
Thanks so much for
hand.
the prime, man. Appreciate the 18 months.
Ready for Fnatic. Unfortunately, Fut just can't find a way in. Fortunately, now back in a position where
Low five.
no
Gotta work,
synergy
gotta
with
work on that
coach
one,
camera.
boys.
It's got just shambles back there. Not on the same page.
Hands up here,
VOD
low
review.
5. What's this about?
Yeah, low 5.
Low 5, behave. You can't be doing that. Now, timeout coming in. Fut calling this one, and rightly so. They've not found any access points.
They forced
It feels
Tarek
like
to watch
Fnatic
the
have gone
Paper
back
X
to the drawing
game.
board a little bit here.
It will be
I was
3
not- I don't
AM
say
for him.
surprised
That's a
seeing Split
banger,
come out,
though.
But it feels quite indicative that they've gone towards Split as their first option here, that something's been readjusted. And this looks, I guess, polished, I think is the best way to put it. Nothing massive changing, but you can just see the
there's not
layering
necessarily,
systems.
yeah, there's not necessarily any flair to what they're doing. It's very clean Valorant, to be honest with you. I think as well, it's probably how you need to approach a Fut that maybe has a question mark above them in terms of the comp change.
Yeah.
In terms of
Luke Q, thanks
really
so much, man. Appreciate the 6 months. Thank you for the prime.
As the second map in this veto, you've got to feel like Fut would have come into this with a really, really cohesive plan to address that.
Thank you so much, bro.
Fortunately here, maybe not getting off the starting block.
73% win rate.
Well.
Dude, if Fut had that for the first map, they would have won.
So they're really starting to get
Oh boy, we're bringing back the old scores. TP towards back side with the flash over towards heaven.
On the horizon themselves, but speaking of, instantly used here.
Okay, with the Omenal.
Damn.
Bacan, you watching this? It's my Omenal. Made it to the big time.
But he needs help and he needs
Bringing it back in 2025.
Zeus on the site, trying to just split between them, and Chronicle outnumbered. Fut pulling
with the
out
fatal,
a
it's
trick
nice.
from the card of deck, deck of cards even, needing something to run, and it's worked really well. A little set piece to offset the scoreline that's been disastrous. Alpha trying to make something out of nothing, and it ain't happening here. This
Yeah,
is
that's a
really
clean one
nice
though.
set plan.
It was a nice one. TP to back side with the flash over towards heaven. Fatal close, so you don't hit the TP, or in theory the Omenal. You don't exactly know where he's going. Could be anywhere kind of close as well. Omenal into the corner, so you kind of have to go find him, or leave sight, or just fight heavy on sight and you get killed or flashed.
Maybe get off the starting block. Now the timeout. We're in a decent position behind this as well.
Oh, wait, was it not their ult? Oh, it was Crashy's ult.
Ult goes out, and because
Oh boy, that's actually a little bit costly then.
I mean, he's just put in a really rough spot. Maybe go 1-for-1 at best in that scenario, but
well, it's even bigger,
really
even bigger
exec
win for Fut there.
from Fut here. Getting off on the high five as well. The synergy's just both camps struggling.
Shocking. Speaking of those ults, so Chronicle's got his, and Alpha's got theirs
Yeah,
now.
they keep
One
it
off
clean as well,
Kayak,
so money's actually good.
Crack's got his now ready. Zeus 108, Mr. Fallen.
I like this from Fnatic,
and a heavy
especially after this round where they dissect towards B site. They now want to make sure that they have B control, so that if they do exec, they have to like use Uto a little bit earlier as well, and that do that hit him straight in the head.
It's got the damage. Crashes in the meantime played it forward. I like that initiative. Play it deeper in towards main. He does get traded out.
It's a really good change up from Fnatic, by the way.
Now you're looking at Alpha.
They kind of realize that they're going to stop B spamming, and they just take B main with 3 people at the beginning of the round.
Boombot, I don't think
So it's a great adjustment from Boaster.
Be noted as well. On the back of that, you have to say, luckily,
Big Jewel coming up.
just before he strikes.
But do they still know about Alpha? They've got to know he was here. That Boombot went in not long ago, but the satchel divides and conquers. Alpha knocks down 2, making his third.
Oh, he got that. He got the last one.
Big round from him. I thought
That
that
is just showing
opportunity
off.
may have drifted by, but absolutely not.
Unable to really force him out of position here. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, this was sick. But again, the beginning push over towards B is just so nice.
Alpha's paint shell just missed. Not sure if anybody actually got caught.
Uh-oh.
And now he's on his feet.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
The curse
He
has
stood up.
begun.
Guy always loses when he stands up, man.
He currently sits, and then
He is 9-1 though,
Round
so
7 he stood up.
yes.
Fut now looking to cycle through some of these ultimates. Spot 2 out
I feel like
here,
the
actually.
Yoru ult won't be as strong because they don't have... Yeah, and normally like the breach is like one of the reasons why it is super strong. So they only had the Omen ult, sorry, Omen flash to get off, or anything off the back of it. Dude, this tail, it's nuts. Damn, bro. Yeah, Fast Flood from Fnatic came in, and I mean, the tail stopped the 2 from Heaven getting involved.
The flank on the way though. Yenergy creeping in the back lines. He'll be there eventually, but right now...
Dude, he's distracting so good. No, Crashies, bro. Alpha is doing so much.
In the 1v3 can't be done. Yenergy there, and the curse begins.
Yeah, he shouldn't have stood up.
A back and forth exchange coming out of that timeout. The tempo definitely shifting now. We'll find a second here. On the back of Zeus, really find these 2 openers. Boaster catching. I felt like he caught like 3 flashes there.
Yeah, I know, he was getting wrecked by flashes.
Nice! There's a moment there where Crashy's Drift onto default. It looks as if he was unnoticed as yet, but Cracks resetting at the perfect time to catch that.
Time to jump.
Alpha already at 11 and 2, by the way. Hit to close off mid. Noted as well now the TP. So maybe an indicator of Zeus's later round intentions.
Yeah, late takeover towards B with a flash as well.
But
Yeah, set up one over towards here. They got middle. Early rotate comes in, so they've got 3 over towards site. Adi goes in to see if anyone followed them in. And he takes the TP into a fade, into a fade eye, and someone waiting for him. Oh boy, this is rough. Again, I'm going to compliment Fnatic for being proactive. This push over towards B means they can get the 3 over, which means that we can have someone to capitalize off of the TP.
And setting them up at the 7-2.
Some fun still there for Fut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean here there's Zeus fully committing here, but it's the spacing behind this. Even if he falls there should be somebody else to force 1 or 2 players of Fnatic off balance almost, but
Money's got to be low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Fut loses this is done.
Trading 2 for 2 now on the rounds. Definitely a shift in pace here after that timeout.
One off a couple of
Chance
ults.
here for Fnatic to break the money though.
Okay, this is nice from Fut though. Take mid fast. Instant reaction from losing mid. Same thing what he had last round. Just flash through the smoke, take over towards B.
Captain gonna have to kind of readdress that slightly. Probably have to re-clear it.
Been a lot of B pressure.
Whatever their eventual plan is, it feels like
No way.
just in the wrong place,
Okay,
wrong
got good
time.
info though too. Yoru took the
Impossible.
TP after claiming over
They go
towards
for a 1
B.
for 1. At least they trade back in here.
You want to see that captain.
Okay, and then mid rounds he cancels the A and they go over towards B, as we can see in the minimaps. Good.
Spike slowly making its way towards Mail. Would lean towards Fut taking B.
Yeah, they need
I think
info.
most are just figuring that out now as well. Maybe just waiting on the information on the back of Kayak's ultimate.
He mistimed it a little bit. Chronicle should have waited for the oh boy. Oh boy, they both messed it up.
You lucky boy! Kayak makes a bit of a meal of it. And all this time this was a pivot towards B, but both players now here. Crashies, can you isolate Yetajay? It's not quite clean enough. Still wants to try and help out Boaster, but they're all of Fut are stuck behind the smoke, excluding
Still
one.
no plum.
It's clean for the first. Couldn't quite get
It's,
the second, but
it's kinda
Crashies
doable.
now called upon here. Position now noted. 13
Yeah, he isolates every
seconds,
single duel.
and a fair 1v1.
Oh, big kill.
Cracks.
Great decision making from Cracks under pressure here. Again, big gap between him and Yetajay, and actually down on 12 HP, so really awkward if he goes for that. Speaking of really awkward, the Vents engagement initially, but the second one was even worse.
Oh, this. I think I'm
Jesus.
He's behind me, isn't he?
Kayak, shorty and classic.
Yeah, that's just him typing. My bad. Pretty much.
Send him back.
See him typing my bad or I
It's a little
missed.
surprising the kind of Teo usage, considering. Well, I mean, they'll be alright for Toronto, I guess. But hold on.
Dude, ever since that timeout, by the way, we've seen 4 aggro plays on defense over towards B main.
Nice reply from Alpha, but
Like they, you can definitely see what they spoke about in the Fut timeout.
Just a little.
Ever since that one round where they did that exec towards back of site, they haven't none of it now.
Some of these scenarios we've seen him in. Comes down to a 3v3 now, though.
it's getting brawly, isn't it?
Yesterday just constantly on like 20 or less HP. Have to see
It's
whether or
nice
not-
from
actually, well, I'm not even
Crashies.
gonna hold on to it. I was going to say whether or not
Getting
the
all that
awareness is
info
there
over
that
towards B,
maybe
off angle. Even if they
Snakebite doesn't
push over
stretch into the
towards B,
corner.
they're not gonna
Well, not gonna matter too
like they're
much
not gonna
anyway.
do this right all the way through. They're only gonna just
Looking
clear
where
B
you
main.
see this positioning
So
coming out from
he's in charge of
pushed
just
out by
holding all
B.
the B at the moment. They
It
retake
allows them
together.
that safety
These two can play together.
on the A
That's
side.
unlucky.
And
Do they expect
completely
everyone's
unawares of
sight?
the walk-up. Maybe getting paranoid about middle, but we know where it's ending. And Boaster, you're basically in a 1v3 here. The paranoia, perfect.
Oh, the timing of that flash is
was just
insane.
right between the legs, basically. Leaving just Crashies in a 1v2. Now, the position he comes from may be a little bit unconsidered. Doesn't want to give it away with Util. Play this one out as best he can. They're trying to stay together.
Yeah, they're both tucked in.
She's taking steps closer now. Their curiosity getting the better of them. Are they going to swing together?
Yeah, lovely
they
timing on this.
Fut taking car.
Hey, they're doing it right.
Now.
Yeah.
That scoreline not
They're
looking so
doable.
impossible.
Well, definitely not now, considering the funds on the other side of things for Fnatic as well. Maybe feeling, I would say, overconfident. Looking to continue applying this pressure. Awkward timing here for Chronicle. And Bosa's desperate to kind of get out there. He's got the Cosmic Divide, almost wants to regroup.
Damn.
So that's why we see this
Judge out.
coming in
Oh,
for the
wrong
final
side
round.
Look at the buy.
I mean, look at the
Oh,
yeah, look at the ults for Fut on the
yeah,
other
but he
side
does
of
have
the
Astra ult that maybe helps him get closer
Quite
in
a
the
few,
retake with the
and they're gonna
Judge.
invest one
Insta push
instantaneously.
towards middle. They
Zeus
know
gonna
they're up against
trailblaze
too
his
many
way
ults,
through
especially
that
once they hit
A-side.
that insta.
Crash is looking to out the ultimate pretty early on. There's already
Yeah,
a
he
fight
wanted
coming
to
down
pop
through
that
sewers.
early.
Mr. Fallen's guarding this. Oh, put your knife away.
My word, here we are. Oh!
He loses that.
How?
that?
How? I'm baffled by it.
And they
This
think
is
there's
now
two
getting
behind, and
tricky.
Alpha goes and joins the rest of his team over
On
towards
their
heaven.
side, yes. Fnatic looking to find a couple of players here.
Fatal for
Counter
Fatal.
back and forth. We can't see him. And neither
Fatal
can
with the
Bosta.
low
But what does it
HP
matter when
and
he
this
still finds
insta
two?
judge
It's just
spam.
Zeus in
That's
it
so
all to
sick, though.
handle.
That's
Too
so
much
sick
pressure
from them.
as Fnatic make it through the mists
Well, we said
of
the Judge might be
utility
okay for the
and get
retake with the
themselves
Astra
the
ult, but that was
defuse.
Set
awesome.
up
Let's
here
use the
for
Viper ult
success
against
with
them,
the Judge.
basically.
A broken purchase converted.
Yeah, the fade minus
And
80 into the
half
spam with a Judge.
Same comeback required once again for Fut.
They were talking about 8-4s, weren't they, at that, from the desk? That's messed up.
I was like a fucking bee! Boom, 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 boom! Doom, doom, say, oh!
4 mums, thank you for that. I appreciate you did. Abilities. I mean, this was a nice round from them, really. Fnatic. Again, I feel like their calling was good though on this defense. A lot of those aggro pushes on B. A lot of good reactions over towards B with what was going down. Have you seen the Durka tweet roasting Prius? Wait, is this recent? I haven't, but I probably should have. Like, I know I'm going to enjoy it. Lester Riv with the Prime as well. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
Well, it feels like similar scenes from map 1. At 8-4, Fut have their work cut out, Mike. This hasn't been an easy game so far. I think our worries started even in the veto, really. Seeing these two maps. Has anything we've seen really removed any of that worry? Do you think there is enough room left here for them to come back in this game?
No, I think the concern now comes that Fnatic are able to get themselves onto the attacking half with this double duelist composition, and already they've shown they're happy to be hyper aggressive, take the fight to Fut, and I gotta say it, more consistently come
Yeah,
out
just
on
kind of
top.
got him.
Even in the
It's a
rounds that
classic.
Fut are, you know, happy to scrap it out. Maybe a few losses here and there for Fnatic, but the game plan has suited them perfectly.
It certainly has, and Alpha having a fantastic showing in the first half, 16-5, enjoying his freedom from the cage he's normally put in. The second he gets let off the leash, he has a brilliant
Not that he's ever
time.
passive on Killjoy anyway.
No,
Have I given my thoughts on the new
but it
Pope?
certainly
I
makes,
don't really care too much,
makes
man, to
his
be
day,
honest.
it looks like.
If he was good at
We
Valorant,
see the
maybe
set
I'd
piece
care.
here.
But
Not too
doesn't really affect
surprising.
me too much.
Gonna spot the TP crosser though, yeah.
Looking like a cancel on this, but then just Alpha go kill. It didn't work out. This feels like something was mistimed. This doesn't feel right at all. And it's
Spike's actually ahead of the smoke as well, so
Yeah.
not able to isolate
Shutdown.
everybody.
It's a heavy shutdown.
great from Fut, but I mean, that felt completely out of sorts.
Something nice to kill them with.
Moment here where you almost feel like if Somebody is
Sage
playing
main
towards
is really good.
backside.
Okay.
They spot that TP.
Well, then, there we
You
go.
want somebody kind of swinging out of the smoke. Getting curious. It's one of those rounds that you almost want to hear.
What happened?
Yeah, what's happening ahead of time.
It does make it certainly makes you wonder, because again the C's look good, everything looked quite nice, but
Nice!
I mean,
I think Kayak cancels on the flash just because his TP's dealt with, but even so.
Yeah, very disjointed. Pistols certainly not perfect for Fnatic. We've heard
Oh.
it themselves even on the replays.
What is this
there.
strat,
But
though?
a necessary opportunity to be made here. A good chance to go farming as well, but a confidence to be made. Kayak though, still going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, he's going to be able to get that and a
Cracks,
plant,
yeah,
right?
and
Oh, he
that's a
just opted for the plant.
plant now.
Picked up the Bulldog.
Dude, Alpha as well is just going all the way around the
Well,
world.
The problem being Alpha's got a shorty, so he has to walk
Dodge
up
the
to
drone.
Hello.
Oh, okay, didn't dodge
Well,
the
hello
drone, right?
there.
I guess the drone saw him if he's checking
yeah,
that.
the J turns at the right time, but Kayak strikes back. Can you isolate another spots towards Heaven? They now know his position. They want to gap close towards his complementary, but
Nice
not
shot.
good enough from Chronicle. So in the end, 3 remain. They recover the Bulldog, and no harm, no foul.
The fact that it's even a full clearance back towards Sport. Like I said, it's the worst position to be in. And then you see he's got a short
Bacon, for
CSA.
God's
Yeah,
sake.
he's literally got to walk up, tap somebody on the shoulder. But I think the awareness is there from Fut that there's a gap towards Vents. You see even Mr. Fallen clearing down mid with the drone. Obviously somebody's relayed the possibility Alpha or somebody else has slipped the net.
They're basically average. What you telling me?
I can't figure out what that means.
I was
Michael, you're the analyst.
I
Tell
looked
me.
at it 3 times and I was like, Roar.
I'm used to me. I love our stats guy, but I'm just stupid. I can't figure it out. 8-6 though. Gotta focus now. Stop giggling like Muttley next to me. We do have a Bucky. Bucky enjoys around the world. Time to focus.
Rejoice.
Yes. Your life can't have that much joy in it, so now's the time.
Jeez, is that flame? I feel like it's got
Patient
flames.
beginning here,
I like a
maybe Fnatic
Bucky.
trying to just find out if there is a Stallow. There was no patience for either captain.
That was a paranoid to be main and just solo swinging.
I'm sending it, boys. Well, he found Alpha.
Well, there was some supportive utility from Mr. Fallen, but again, didn't feel like the most considered approach here. Give Fnatic the man advantage.
Was this one pass on fake with a
Actually,
raise?
Yeah, Zeus would have caught those steps as well. Deep enough position on ramp.
Dude, they got 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left.
Out of all the players, though,
Dude,
Zeus is
I was going to
here
say, Alpha
with
is
the Bulldog,
really...
so
Like, an
good
Alpha
foul,
kind
no
of
foul, and
faked
that's
over
it
towards B
gone.
pretty much at the same time as they did this
18
flash, so...
seconds, it's getting
Not
a
like it
little
would have
low on
made
time
any kind of
now,
rotate
though.
happen. 15 seconds. They have to go
Worried, we've got
deal with
Yeta J
Yeta
here, these positions.
Back down,
The buy
10
a couple of
seconds.
seconds. Oh,
Here's the Bucky.
Oh, good God, the Bucky. Oh, it's not going to work out
Me
this
killing
time.
that one.
What the hell was that? It's fine.
Dude, he
Fnatic
actually
making
went
out
round
with 3
towards the
standing,
site. I
but it
mean,
got a
maybe he
little
could have stopped the
dangerous in
plant.
moments.
Feeling a little reminiscent of some rounds on Lotus, but maybe just hyper conscious of a scrappy purchase from Fut and walking into maybe some ratty crossfires. Alpha's actually the one to master the rat
Oh, dude,
position
that's
here.
devastating.
Don't necessarily want to see it left that late on, I would say an anti-eco, but the anti-bonus here for Fut. How do you feel about those?
Well, it's that big round.
Kaya.
Don't lose this. Map's done.
Without a paddle now. Backing away from mid after this early little exchange. And I hate them, Michael.
Still keen to try and dig Yetche out.
Dude, the nade ever there could have been insane
Snake
timing.
bite pretty early
Still
as
might.
well.
Ores and ore emitting.
The next step really is obviously the Sea's nade
Wow,
doesn't catch.
it's on top of it. There was one point where it was pretty
Like a big
committed.
win
Okay, with that combo and the smoke over towards middle, they know for sure they create a question mark over towards A. Prowler goes out towards A. They dodge it, so he could try and tell him to come back and go over towards A. Yeah, they know now because they think there's no one towards A. If they fake over towards B, that should cause a rotate. There should be 3 here and they can 2-pass and hit. So macro's all pretty good right now. Okay, with that fade eye going out, they might shift across.
It's all or it's nothing. Actually, it's somewhere in between. My statement was completely incorrect. Zeus,
oh, damn. That's sick, dude. That's so hard to do. That was awesome.
We said it before, mechanically.
Yeah, I mean, he's a mechanical beast, man. That was so good.
Absolute filth.
Give me that highlight reel now.
That was so clean.
Jeez.
On to Alpha, then the resound to Kayak.
Oh, even slow-mo.
The second comes over the top of the box.
Second, third kill is.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. That's one of those scenarios.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about the Fnatic money, but 3 of them that can't buy.
So gifted. Bring Fut within 2 now. Still a little bit of risk here. An Alpha 1 off Showstopper. Kayak has his ultimate, and actually they both have rifles. Well, the Guardian, one of them. Like I said, still risk.
Rowan went deep over towards B, and as we can see, Boaster's waiting for some kind of push, so take of A Heaven, showing A Heavens to go back to B.
Already looking at the kind of positioning from Fut, how deep they...
Oh!
Okay, committing to that...
Well, 5 HP on it. Wants to give him the gun. Where's the comms? Now he's lost the gun. At least Boaster could go pick it up. Nice shot as well. What the hell?
She's hitting a banger on Zeus, though. And they're starting to get a little
Oh boy, this timing.
Oh,
you gotta think they're A Heaven, mate. They just got to kill
I
here.
don't know what's happening, Mike.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That's a brain melt.
This is... awful. That's the spike. That's the spike, and that was a good paranoia. And now they're like, oh, of course it's the Sheriff that wins it.
Oh my goodness, this round is...
This one's for you.
Not gone to plan.
Yeah.
I mean, we're crediting Fut previously for identifying a little bit of risk or an opportunity towards vents. And here, Mr. Fallen's sight.
Jesus, what's going on, man?
Different round.
That is one of the it's one of the worst POVs I've seen from Fut.
What just happened there?
Every POV from them looked pretty rough, apart from, I would say, the person in Heaven.
The Tracer spam suiting Alfia better.
I mean, Zeus can't do too much different there. That's rough.
Yeah, Mr. Fallen just thinking like
this was rough.
Get into bottom mid here and
Missed a lot of shots. This was rough.
Back towards Mail.
Okay, we made him sit down again.
I guess you got to try and keep Zeus under the thumb a little, right?
Well, back at that spot that I said. See, they
got
gotta go up against Fade or...
So as much as we do, obviously, we're
Fade
talking about
or
mechanical
Razor.
capability. I'm not talking about just simply posting up large numbers.
I like
on
the aggro
scoreboard.
middle,
I mean, you
but...
can watch this guy's aim. It is a treat. But speaking of, little off angle towards mid. Whether or not he's going to get much play into this, I think it depends really on Boaster.
Boaster had the drone over towards B again with the push.
Going up ramp, cracks here. Is going to get a catch on the Prowler.
It looks like they just want to send it.
Yet a J. Going to try and hinder the progress, but it's still going to be Alpha working forward here. Slowed again. Plenty of obstacles.
No way. He got Mr. Fallon in the back.
So, while starting to see those numbers looking a little more even.
And that showstopper caught Mr. Fallen in spawn, by the way. That's just heartbreaking. Back-to-back rounds for Mr. Fallen just being... I mean, yeah, caught without even a say in the matter.
Not allowed to play the round.
No.
Oh, there he is. Zeus did eventually catch Boaster drifting through middle. Do they catch him drifting through bloody spawn? Fnatic.
Oh, they might just get around the corner before.
The
Yeah.
captain not gonna see it either. Just cresting the corner, but maybe it's relayed that this was open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been. Zeus firmly
Dude, nice shots, man.
Control. Yeah, perfect from him.
Playing great. He might solo win him this one, but it looks like he has to solo win him. What's going on?
Plenty of rounds to play with still. They're not in any problem, but I feel
Man,
like
it's
you want to
always
slow it down
devastating.
here.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
Oh, cracks.
Where did this go?
Yeah, literally catches Mr. Ford.
Just peeking around the corner to see what's going down.
It's sat at 3 and 14 as well. So when you die like this, it's like.
Nice!
What was the discussion we were having earlier? Mr. Fawn is alongside like Rien's, like the overall stats for stage 1, which again is a statement in itself.
Mr. Multi-kill from map 1.
Yeah.
And then he's having a map like this. Oh, where's
Oh,
that?
there's another one.
That was a
Or mid.
Okay, unlucky poster, I guess. See you next round.
Didn't he literally just kill him in the same spot last round?
I think so, yeah. Go. Now looking for their next steps forward here.
And probably a big indicator here that no commitment behind the TP. Keep Yetajay's eyes trained towards mid. He did take a tag, he didn't even spot that until now, but he's down to 10 HP.
This would be a slow but steady march back into this game. You're going to hear the ult on the other side of the map.
Yeah,
That's, I
as they
think
get in,
Zeus,
so they got to
looking
speed
for
up.
information. Maybe just want to note those additional bodies, those additional players. Sees nothing
Yeah, they kind of
yet.
over-rotated a little bit.
It depends on the pivot now from Fnatic. Focus towards middle, maybe trying to sell a bit of a ruse towards that A side.
30 seconds though, so not much time left to formulate a plan.
And again, this position
30
from B
seconds
main, if
left.
they don't have anyone to try and clear that late, they can find safety there. Now, obviously, Fut don't know that. But with 25 seconds, it's time to go. They've got to make their move. Mr. Fallen, he's been having a tough time. Does he get anything working on his side? No, he doesn't. And
That's
Fnatic,
incredibly
with 15
rough. The guy
seconds,
spawn
clearing
goes
out the
down
B
as well.
site. Plant
They got
next on the
nothing.
cards.
They got
It's
no
Zeus
kills from
and
that
Krax
setup.
to try and find anything they can. Nice to
So
save.
it's, I was going to say it's as well, it's close to a 1v4 actually with 2 bodies standing for Fut.
That's
No way
actually
for
wild.
them to find a way back in here.
This is their setup, and they get no
the comfort
kills,
factor should
and
have
just
been
4
B
pass in
main for
heaven.
Fut, but
I don't even know that's
Paranoia
possible.
Lands can't pin down a kill on the back of it. And then the flood is just perfect from Fnatic. It felt like
This
again,
guy got here
situation
late.
where players on
They
Fut
didn't
just
spot
get
the guy on
shot in the side of
sight,
the head, the back
I
of the head.
guess.
Yep.
Completely caught
The
off guard.
double swing was delayed.
And again, a little surprised we haven't seen timeouts from Fut in this or Fnatic. They're happy to play this one through, as is both sides.
I was going to say, you would almost expect the timeout to come after this one, potentially. Again, Hero Rifles coming in from Alpha and Kayak. I mean, Crashes, oh yeah, point a scope at least here, but there's this situation here, yeah.
Oh man, it's such a hard game for Mr. Fallen.
I
It
mean,
feels
Alpha
like he's
does
having,
good
like,
to satchel
that
out there.
horrific game of Val where nothing's working, the sprays
Man,
aren't
Alpha
clean,
absolutely sends
you're getting
that.
shot in the side, you got rockets from across the map. It's a tough one now. If we're looking at who took this timeout, it's actually Fnatic. So even though they did convert that previous round, they're
They
the ones
probably-
to
Maybe this was a pre-fire on the timeout.
Yeah, he might have done it earlier.
I mean, a
Probably
very
did it when they were 4 in heaven, 4v5.
Going to be liking this. This is the best timeout. Yeah, what?
This?
On the playlist. What? As if we've just pulled this out for playoffs. I was about to make. I can't even remember what the point I was about to make. That was.
I mean, we're in like a different swing period for both sides, though, right? You're looking at Fut, who also probably needed this timeout as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're going to come and they do have the pit, so obviously the purchase can be offset ever so slightly there. Atta Captain's still going to struggle. So yeah, this is I mean, feels like do or die now. Fnatic looking towards the 12th.
Feels like I'm about to go on like E1, M1 and like do something. Like, what is this?
It started off as like, it almost sounded like the GoldenEye pause music. I was just like, wait, are we? Are we doing this?
Is this it? Damn.
Very tense. And here's us chuckling over the top of it, yeah.
So we're trying to do something nice for you guys. You've absolutely wrecked it. But this is a huge round, right?
Yeah, it's an important round. I feel like Fut will take the timeout.
It is not perfect though. You're going to see like
Every single time it's been happening, not as early as this one, but
of their finances.
Fut make a good job of trying to
Fnatic do find 12
make
here.
Fnatic feel like someone's holding B main.
You could argue
And force them into the 3-person stack
some
on
key
A.
ultimates that lean towards a set piece.
They just leave middle open. The longer this round gets on, the more question marks they're going to have to worry about.
2 away from the pit on his side.
1 minute again, this slow, steady pace, and almost no contact shown as well, right? It's very, very passive in approach. This is the first bit of committed utility we're even seeing about the minute mark, and they're already pretty deep.
That's it, yeah. Ultimate sent out from cracks. I think, well, actually, yeah, caught Alpha, but
I mean, they got good info off it. That's about it.
Catch 2?
way to paint the picture. I think actually, yeah, I saw 2 trails there, and the pit on the back of it.
The pit's weird because the pit now just gives them a lot of space to go over towards Heaven. As we can see, there's a giant gap on Heaven.
There's a huge gap now in the defenses.
But there's 35 seconds, so they've got to make their minds up and make it up now. Do they go into the stack of 3 that they don't know about with the pit coming up? One of the approaches.
Look at Boaster. Boaster's already repositioned towards B main.
Yeah, this is weird. It's a B split through
You're going
spawn.
in so unknown. A re-smoke towards B main. They're going to be battling down the hatches, right? They know that something is afoot here. 20
Where does
seconds,
Spike go with the 2?
It's
a great fatal. Hits both as well. Boaster can speed up a little bit. Knows that there's only 2 here. Knows that no one's towards him. They have no sound as well. Yeah, dudes. It's a rough round from Fut again here. It's good calling from Fnatic though.
Right to the very end of that. But it's a 4v3 in favor to Fnatic, who left it to those final seconds to pivot. You're looking for that long flank from J. It's so
this Viper made the call a lot easier to make though.
Position deeper, and Chronicle is in vents, but will Zeus find him? He's going to hard clear him.
Oh,
right, he knew he was there, but
ridiculous. And now Fnatic
he's watched some
really
demos.
Screws. J's options. It looked late, and now it looks impossible. Denied. In the 20th round, I thought Fut had it right. You know, even though they were a little bit surrounded.
The Viper didn't really make sense, right? 3-person stack over towards site. You want him to go over towards the site. You're doing it like the 50-second mark. You know most teams in reaction are going to take over towards Heaven. Your giant gap is over towards spawn, and you just you just told him that you want him to take this map control. Like you want him to go into the 3-stack. Shouldn't be Viper in there.
I think they almost sniff out that this is the
or if you do the Viper, you got to call it early so that the other 2 go over towards Heaven.
Heads up mid-round from Fnatic here.
And it's a risky call that late.
Oh, it is, right? Yeah. Because it takes them what feels like an eternity to dig out the 2 members on B site. But it feels like the nail in the coffin.
It does. And Fut going for the timeout here. You know he won that coach camp. You know he won it.
Even that synergy. It's been on point.
Gaia's camp right now.
The speed up, I mean, they had the fatals, so they could do this anyway as well.
Round out the timeout. Switch up on the timeout.
Yeah,
not as tense now.
Isn't it a bit weird in 5 this game seems to make these mistakes, dude? It's so hard in the game. It's so hard in the game. So much stuff goes wrong. There's so much to fix. The meta always changes. Everything goes wrong. It's so easy. It's so easy, like watching from above. When you're actually in the server at the time as well, there's so much going on, and at the same time, you have to focus on your crosshair the whole time.
Unfortunately, not really. I mean, very uncharacteristic.
And especially if like the comms go down a little bit and people aren't coming everything, sometimes you have to look at minimaps as well.
In most of these rounds,
to like piece it all together.
I mean, individually, in terms of engagements, he's not been able to get himself rolling here.
No. Fnatic money's fine. Ults really nearby.
But yeah, Boaster's the key one, obviously. One off for Chronicle.
Okay, 4 chances, and looking at the buy. I mean, there's a judge, to be honest. I would never count a judge out.
Oh,
no. Ooh. 22? No. There goes the judge. Stunned.
And you can see the desperation for him to get something on the board. Find even just a small victory.
Dude, look at this, though. They do what Fnatic did early on, and I'm just looking at Chronicle holding the line over towards spawn the whole time. I think he's coming back to this.
So far,
he's so ready for this.
Have they heard a step?
Maybe
no, he's just incredibly ready.
There's a weird ping.
Chronicle's going for it now.
Weird ping from
That's great info.
Okay, well, he's been
now Crashy's going to catch him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just has to wait.
Dude, they play so well.
It is stunning to
Poetry
witness.
in motion to see how Fnatic operate in some of these rounds.
And again, as much as, you know, yes, they do have a lot of those kind of well choreographed plays, a lot of this mid-rounding and kind of communication in between has been the strongest point, and it feels just like a celebration of them in some of these halves. That second half of the first map, the second half here, starting to look much better as that a captain and cracks.
30 seconds left.
Absolutely owned him on this one as well.
Do or die time really here, and it looks like die's the option they pick.
They spotted him as well.
Chronicle slowly but surely hunting Trying to find him, and it's
Okay,
out for
dude, nicely
Claim.
done from Fnatic. This was pretty clean though. I'm a little bit worried for Fut with some of the rounds that they're playing.
I don't think many of us were worried.
I think they maybe have too much to fix in playoffs here.
Play that sets the stage going forward.
Dude, Fnatic
They
look
come
good.
out today looking improved.
And Fnatic are one of those teams that, you know, every so often a series loss will result in them coming back and looking really
They're
well
doing it for
composed.
FNS.
It's
That's
almost
so
that back
funny.
to basics, which, you know, a veteran